What is going on, everybody there in Facebook land? Hopefully you can see us. We had tech issues when we first started going with this, but hey, Art Eddy here for the lunch break. My main man, Jon Finkel, on location, the Roman reporter. What's up, sir?
I want to make sure every time I come on nowadays, we have a different background, keep things fresh. I know what basically this is an answer to the fact that I never, when I was doing it from my home office, had an answer to how amazing your background was with all your cool stuff. And people don't even get to see like your pinball machines and your video games and all that stuff.
Pinball
So your
machines.
video game, your arcade machines, people who are watching don't understand that that's like the tip of the awesome game pop culture iceberg. So I'm just going with a straight concrete background. Keep it simple.
You're the Crockett's in my tub, sir, in the
That's
world
right.
of parenting. I love it.
Yeah.
People, let us know where you're watching from. Weigh in on this topic. You can see it's Adventures in Babysitting. My kids are, well, my oldest, she's going to be getting to the age where, all right, do we start having her babysit our youngest kid? She wants to start babysitting. Even like it's funny. Like some of our neighborhood parents, like our friends are like, hey, we're putting you on retainer. So when when you get to the right age, so we want to know just talk about babysitting. Have you, do you let your oldest watch your kids now? At what age? What are certain things you guys do to prep them up? Because there is some prep stuff for them. And hopefully there are some live comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Again, we're having some tech issues when we first started this thing. So crossing my fingers and hoping everything goes all right. Yeah, people are checking in. I'm going to the actual Facebook page instead of the Be Live page. And people said Evansville, Indiana. We got someone from Middlesbrough, UK. Awesome. We got someone from Washington. Oh, Rand's from Washington. Kelly Clark has given us the thumbs up. John, I know your kids are a little bit younger than mine, but talk a little bit about, when you and your wife kind of like discuss, all right, when your daughter's going to be able to, like, when you're like, hey, we're just going to go grocery shopping. As stupid as that sounds, like, hey, it's just us, but like, it's just you two. Or just go with like for some coffee or something. Talk a little about like, have you guys even discussed that or not even?
Oh, dude, it cannot come fast enough. Like there's, especially when they get that middle age. Like obviously, let's say 0 to age 5, 6. Like it's not even a thought. It's not even a real thought. But when they start to get to be 7, 8, 9, and not that that's the age you can leave them, but they start to become people. So you can see in a couple years how it's possible because they can play upstairs without supervision, or like you can tell them that they're playing in their room and there's no problem. Or what I've started to do very briefly, my daughter's 8. I'll walk the dog in the front of the house for like 5 minutes. Like it's not a big thing, but whatever. I'm taking the dog out front instead of just letting him out back. I'll take like a 5-minute walk. I can see the house and the front of the house, and they can run outside at any time. But it's just 5 minutes. Obviously crazy stuff can happen in 5 minutes, but nothing's happened ever. And maybe a year from now we'll go 10 minutes, and then we have neighbors a good span of ages. It seems like 10, 11-ish is like, it seems like around 9, some people are okay with like a half hour. If if the younger sibling isn't too old or too young, I mean, if it's like 9 and 7 or something, that seems to be okay. And then from what and this is all intel, your kids are older than mine, but it seems like 10 is the age where, maybe you give them an hour. Maybe you give them an hour to see how it goes. And it sounds like 11, 12, you're basically like, look, we're going to see a movie. Like you said, you're all prepped up. If anything happens, let us know. You don't leave the house. The food's in the house. But I don't know. I think so much of it depends on, is your kid responsible? Like I have families in our neighborhood who like their kid. If they're watching whatever, but like they have a 12-year-old son who they're like, we will not leave this kid alone until he's 15. Like that, maybe like no chance. He's so irresponsible. And some people are like, my daughter's 9, and we would leave her for an hour, and it is like she's wonderful. So who knows?
Yeah, no doubt. Thankfully, this is a Wednesday. It's gonna be miracle because the comments are popping up. We got over like 60 people watching the show. Thank you very much for doing that. We got someone from, like I said, we got someone from Evansville. We got someone from Georgia. We got someone from the UK checking out the show. Here we go. We got Edward. I'm in Massachusetts, avoiding work right now. Well done, sir. Love that. My oldest started at 12 for a few hours. That's great. Blackburn, England. Nice. Houston, Texas. Man, we got a lot of people checking in from all over the world. This is great. We got someone from North Ireland, someone from North Dakota. Let's see. Lancaster, UK, passing the time at cheerleading practice. All right, Jen, thanks for checking that out.
Yeah.
And Matthew says 12 for sure. That's transition into teenage years where they can have some responsibility. The cool thing for us is like my daughter is getting to the age where it's funny. We tell her not to be the parent. My oldest like stop being the parent, but eventually she's gonna have to like act like a parent when she's going to be watching our youngest. And I even said one day when we came back from church, I said to my oldest, I was like, hey, when we get home, you're making lunch for everybody. She's like, what? I'm like, you're talking about this whole babysitting thing because she's getting ready to go to middle school and all those other things. And they're going to have like classes where we can take CPR, all of these things to get you babysitter certified.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Right? Yeah. And so we're excited about that. And that kind of sparked our interest and her interest more than anybody. And we're like, all right. And I said, you need to make lunch. And my youngest wanted chicken nuggets or like popcorn chicken. I was like, all right, you do the oven. You do all of this stuff. Yeah. I'm not touching anything. I'll be in the other room. So you need help. Go ahead and do it. She did everything. She prepped the food for all of us, not just her and her sister, but for me and my wife and all this other stuff. Got the drinks, did all these things. She makes stuff in the morning, especially like on Saturdays. Like she'll make she loves making like a fruit salad to go with my wife's like pancakes that we do every Saturday.
Yeah.
But like giving her more responsibility and making them comfortable. Because sometimes, I could be like, no, I got it. No, guys, just sit down. I got this. But now I'm like, all right, you really want to do this. And if you're going to now just babysit, your sister, but you're going out to babysit other kids and we're letting, people, other parents trust you with their kids. I'm like, you need to start be doing stuff on your own. So it's kind of those baby steps. And I'm wondering if anybody out there kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, we actually do that now. Like there's a lot of, my daughter will make her own. She's not even 8 yet, right? But like she'll make her own breakfast. She can use a microwave. We're not at the oven yet, but she can use a microwave. She can, other than like a full gallon of milk or something, she can pour most of the things she drinks. Mostly it's water anyway. She can make a quick little snack. Like we're letting her do that. And, that's almost 8. She turns 8 in a couple of months. So when she's 10, like she should be close to there and be able to do that stuff. What I find my favorite part of this entire discussion is how excited parents are for this moment, because it's just a flat out, there's very few things, maybe like, when there's no more diapers in the house is probably one thing. And maybe there's a couple other moments where, there's big seminal moments as a parent. But I can't think of one that is actually more affecting of your day-to-day life, your weekend life, than you just being able to say, like, I got to run out, or I'm going to go play hoops for an hour. Whatever it is, for 10 to 12 years, whatever your age, whatever your range is for your oldest kid that you've had, that is not a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Even if your parents live next door, there's still like, hey, can you watch? There's still that step, and we don't have any family here in Dallas, but a lot of people live near a lot of family. We have plenty of neighbors who in a pinch could watch our kids and all that. But even so, it all comes down to that step of like, something has to happen. Somebody has to agree to say yes. You've got to coordinate it and bring them over, or someone has to come to your house. And like when you get to that moment where you're just sitting there and you're like, I got to go do this errand. And we always say errands, but really you can go do something for yourself. I just want to go see this movie, or I want to go play hoops for an hour, or I'm going to go to the driving range. Like you can do that. The fact that you'll be able to do that, and after 10 years, and I hate to say you get some of your life back, but that's really what it is. You get some of your independence back, because for 10 years, you don't have any.
You get, because you get to have that moment where, like, you and I work from home, right? So we get that. And people say, like, oh, you probably can run errands here and there. Yeah, but you doing that, but then the time that you spend doing that chore, and I'm not going to see a movie. Like if I have to go to the post office, that's like, 15 to 30 minutes out of my day, right? So I come back doing my other work, and then the kids come home, you gotta make dinner, all these things, go to practice or bathe formation, whatever the case may be. And then it's like, all right, at night, I gotta get that 30 minutes or an hour back because I did that, right? When they're able to babysit, you're done with the work day, you're like, all right, sweet, I'll be right back. I'm going to the store, and you just like, maybe you go check out, like you said, the driving range, or you go play hoops, or you do something that's for you, and you feel like guiltless because it's like something new you're giving your oldest to like try out and do. I love it. We got Ricky saying, kind of what you're saying, it depends on the age and if you trust them or not. But Ricky's like, my oldest is 14. I still don't let her yet. I love and trust her, but she ain't ready. And again, that I appreciate your honesty, Ricky, because you parents
you can't force it.
Yeah. They have that spider sense that we were talking about on Monday's show. If you could have any superpower, right? That's kind of a spider sense. We're like, all right, maybe like you see it there, but you never know.
You can't force it as much as every parent wants it so badly. And for me personally, my wife works in medicine. She takes call. Like it's huge for me because, every other weekend and 1 or 2 times during the week, it's, I'm the guy who's got to be around for everything. And so to be able to at those times, if something comes up, and the things that come up are usually, it's not like, hey, we're going to a trip to San Diego for the weekend, I can't do it. Like it's usually just it's like a small drips. It's like we're going to the driving range, we're going to go play 9 holes, or a movie comes out, or shooting hoops, or we're going to get coffee somewhere, we're going to go grab a drink and watch the game. Like these things that are little 1 hour, 2 hour things that are just impossibilities on a very short term thing. And most of the time, it's not like you're just being invited to a bunch of stuff and it doesn't happen. You're just kind of like, man, wouldn't it be great if, right? It's like, oh, it's beautiful out. I just got home Friday from the office. It's 5:30. I'd love to go hit some balls at a driving range and have a few beers and just relax. And it's not a possibility most of the time. And obviously, you can have your wife watch your kids or whatever, but one of you has to do something so the other can't. And it'd be great if you're just like, you're going to yoga and I'm going, great, we're both doing our thing. Like, this is fantastic.
Another thing, I mean, we got the comments coming in. We got like over 50 comments right now checking in. And again, the topic, if you're just joining us, it's adventures in babysitting. Or, like talk about like we're looking to see about, having your oldest ready. When do you know? And also to them going out and making some of their own money, just to make their own money. Kelly, one of the things I kind of scrolled quickly, I didn't see anybody saying it, was you don't have to pay another person money to watch your kids because your oldest is watching your kids, right?
Dude, that is so huge because especially now, like when you do, you have date night or whatever you have, like you're tacking on it's going rates wherever, $50, $60, $80, whatever it is, however long you're going. It seems like every summer, what was $14 is now 16 and it all of a sudden is 18. And you know what? Like the girls that we know who are, the high school girls who will watch the kids, the ones who are available, like I was joking one of the times because she was like, well, everybody, I've been charging 15 or whatever, but a lot of my friends say they're charging 18 or whatever. And that's high. That's really high. And, we just went with we didn't go with that. We were like, well, no. But then the thing was like, it's so hard to find a good babysitter who's reliable. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure every parent on here has had the thing they were supposed to go to. Then an hour before, the 15-year-old texted you and was like, I can't, some lame excuse, but really they're just going to the movies with their friends or whatever. And then you're just like, you can bring them to, I'm sure we have a place called Adventure Kids where you can drop them off and whatever. But that's also a huge pain. You definitely want to come home with them already in bed. Like it's way less fun when you're picking them up somewhere and then they have to go home and bath and all that crap. So that's huge. That is a huge savings over the course of a year, depending on how much you really want to go out, or even the reverse of it. Quality of life, how many times you don't go out because you're like, I just don't feel like spending $60 tonight extra to have some kid text on their phone for 6 hours at my house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no doubt. We've got a lot of people weighing in and checking out and giving out some great ideas. Some people said Caesar goes as soon as possible. Richard said age 15. Patty was also saying, I know it depends on the maturity of the child. Will your child be able to handle an emergency, fire, choking, all of those things? And I don't know if you were at the start of the show, Patty, but one of the things I said is for my daughter's class next year, she's going to be learning a couple of things with safety, with CPR, all of those things. So we're feeling more comfortable with her doing that. Chrissy says, when I was babysitting, my sibling fell and cut his wrist. I mean, right then and there, like she brings up a great point because you're like, all right, what would happen when ish hits the fan and, you're like, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes away or 30 minutes away. It's like, does your kid, in preschool, like, hey, if there's an emergency, what do you do? 911, right? You get that. But then just picture as an adult, you're freaking out when you see something bad happen to your kid, but a sibling sees another sibling get hurt and you're like, what's
or
going
even
on?
Worse, they just ignore it. Like that's the thing that for my kids anyway, I'm sure like it's like, oh, they just want to, because they're afraid of like getting in trouble or something. And they're like, oh, your brother's been bleeding for an hour and you haven't said anything. Like that would be my concern. But I think one of the things that when you get there, and obviously I'm not there, but I think you just start, your radius increases. Like maybe at, I don't know, 9 years old, you're within 5 minutes for a half hour. And then like 10, you're within 5 minutes to 10 minutes for an hour. And then I don't imagine until like 12, 13, 14, you're 40 minutes away or you're downtown, or like, I think the luxury of like all the things we've mentioned, anything within 15 minutes, 10 minutes, where like you can literally be home with, that a short amount of time, you're good. And then also like, you're not, if you have a 9-year-old or if you have an 11-year-old watching a 9-year-old, you're not going to go out and get hammered. Like, honey, I got to take an Uber home. I know there's an emergency. Like, maybe when they're 16, all bets are off. They can pick you up and drive you home. But At 11, not so much.
I love the future Jon Finkel. I love it. I love it.
Just untethered. Just
yeah.
I can say yes to all the like. I have so many times in my head, especially on a weekend like Friday when I'm driving home, or like on a Saturday afternoon when nothing's going on, and I'm just like, God, I'd love to go play 9 holes right now. It's beautiful out.
Yeah.
Long week, couple beers, 2.5 hours, and then you'll call around and like none of my friends can do it. So it's not like I'm around where like everybody's doing this stuff. You'll send a text and it's like, oh, I'm at soccer. Oh, I'm watching my kid. We had to do this, or we only have 2 hours between these two things, or my wife's out. Really don't, I'm not gonna. I don't babysit. Like everything gets shut down so fast.
Yeah.
But just to have it not get shut down, and you're just like, yeah, oh, that movie's out. We didn't see it yet. Let's go.
So the possibilities are just going to start, to happen to us. That's great. I like what DJ says right here. My 13-year-old has went through CPR and a few other courses, and he watches his 5-year-old brother. We will do that as long as we need him to. As far as responsibility goes, he's a great kid. So
that's great.
Julie says 13. Also depends on maturity too. Definitely depends if your kid is a goofball or not, no doubt. Now just saying, like, legal age for babies to babysit is 12. I wonder, and she probably knows it more than I do. I'm kind of curious after the show. I'm probably going to look it up for each state if it's different, because in every state, I think like the seatbelt or like the booster seat, and if your kid can sit in the front, is different for different states. So I'm just wondering too if each state, I don't know if it's a federal law or a state law, like, and you have to kind of check it out too. And it's funny, like, how you have to worry about state laws in regards to that, right? Like, it's just cool if I let my kid go, like, watch, their siblings. If I go away, what age do they have to be? Right?
What can I not get arrested to make this happen?
And it sounds weird, but this day and age, man, there's some stories you hear and you're like, okay.
That's the thing. There's idiots that ruin it for everybody else. It's like, six is too young. 6 is too young. Like, I mean, they have these rules in there, and it's always because like the one time the one person did it, and you're like, we don't have, because it goes the other way, right? There's a bunch of people in a state legislature who are like, wait, we don't have a law that you have to at least be 10 or something. We should probably have that on the books, just so the morons who are like, it's not illegal to have my 7-year-old home alone.
I left my 4-year-old with the newborn. He was fine.
But our 10-year-old lab's at home. He would bark. He'd let people know.
I mean, if you think about dog years, it's what is it, like
70. He's like a grandparent home with the kids.
Good, man. Don't worry about it. We got it. Got Ash saying, my 11-year-old boy stayed at home while we get groceries. That's great. Jamie says, my oldest is 12, and we let her watch the younger ones while we do yard work. That, again, is you're right outside, but yet you're still giving your child the responsibility, being like, hey. And I think deep down that child's going to be like, okay, I'm in charge, even though, like, in our case, like, don't be the parent. But
the real dream with that scenario is when you're inside and they're outside doing the yard work. That's to me, like, I just did all the mulching of our whole. I do it every year, twice a year. I hate it. I post about it. I hate it so much. It takes an entire afternoon. It just kills me. But I do it, and my daughter was out helping me a little bit and all this stuff. And I gave her like a bag to play with in the corner. We use like 30 bags or whatever it is. But I remember thinking, like, while I was doing it, because they eventually went inside and just whatever, watch TV. It was a Saturday afternoon. Like, they could do whatever they want. And I just kept thinking, like, the real win here isn't that they're old enough to go inside and play by themselves. The real win is that I'm inside watching a game and they're doing that.
I don't know what happened. Can you see me? I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, I just blanked out.
All right. I think for this time, now more than ever, a lot of people are weighing in. We'll probably continue this conversation as well. But a lot of great conversations. Everyone, I highly stress you guys check out the comment section, because a lot of people were weighing in.
And then we'll do a show on the movie Adventures in Babysitting for those who came and thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. We'll do that as well. But you also should check out the Life of Dad book. This is a book John and I have written over the past year. Comes out May 7th. Less than a week from now, man.
Yeah, you got to buy it. Just buy it. I don't even know what else to say. If you watch this every week, right now, as soon as you're done, just go buy it. It is. I was thinking about the math of this. So we have over 120 amazing dads in the book, from Shaq, Ice Cube, Mark Hamill, Tim Allen, Adam Carolla, John Elway, all the way on down. Athletes, actors, entertainers, businessmen. Mark Cuban endorsed it. Mean Joe Green, Chef Robert Irvine. So we have 120 plus guys in there. The book's only $13, basically, right? So, if you do the math, you're paying so little for each dad's advice. It's like pennies on the dollar at this point in time, and it's 20% off. So it's $13 for 120 guys' advice. awesome stuff on mindset. Art and I have done some podcasts promoting it. We're going to be doing a lot more. We have some really big media hits coming out and some major national stuff. So if you're watching and you've been on the fence, if you're thinking about it, we'll put a link in here as we always do on the comments section. But it is huge for us to get these pre-orders in, and then obviously we're going to have a huge push towards Father's Day. So if you're even listening to me talk right now, open up another toggle on your computer there. I know where it is up on the right. Open up a new tab. Go to Amazon, buy it. Send us a screenshot, and we will also send you DM one of us, and we'll send you a awesome Life of Dad VIP card. A VIP they're cool VIP bookmarks / postcards. So do it now. Thank you.
Check it out. Also, too, Jean-Paul, there was a 2018 version of Adventures in Babysitting. Yeah, my kids love it. The soundtrack is pretty cool on there as well. So check out that one, but also check out the original with Elizabeth Shue. For John and I, we'll see you guys next Monday. Be May 6th, special day for me. We'll find out why. But for John and myself, we'll see you guys all later. Have a great rest of the week. See ya.